Hi, everyone, and welcome to a meeting focused on AWS infrastructure for the Kubernetes community. Like we always say, this meeting is under the code of conduct and is recorded and will be published on YouTube later. So invite everyone in this call to behave friendly. Before we start, do we have a note taker? Can I have a volunteer to be a note taker?
I can take notes.
Always you, EP. You need an award for this. Okay. Do we have anyone new in the call that want to introduce themselves before we start?
Hello. Hi.
Oh, here we go.
Perfect. Well, both me and Terry are new, and we're both here from AWS. We'll be contributing.
Okay.
Project.
Anyone next after this event?
Well, here's Maud. I actually attended the other calls, but this is the first time I attend the AWS infrastructure call.
Okay, welcome.
Thanks.
Hello, I'm Bradley. I'm from Google over in the UK. Just having a nose around to see what's going on.
Okay, welcome. Anyone else?
Howdy, David here. Just joining the call, just kind of seeing what's going on first time. So.
Okay, welcome. Also, please, folks, please add yourself in the attending list in the docs link I'm putting in the chat. Okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. Oops. So updates about specific aspect to the project. For people new in the call, this meeting is mainly focused on the fact that we are expanding existing community-owned infrastructure to AWS. So we have specific meeting item we want to talk about in case people are confused. We are not talking about the entire C-Gate infra in general. We are specifically focused on how we basically use AWS to integrate in our existing infrastructure. So I think I will just go through the updates. If anyone has a question or an item they want to talk about, feel free to drop those questions in the open discussion. Okay, first thing, registry.case.io. So I think there are two updates. The first one is after some folks from Google had internal conversation with the GCR team, and they were trying to redirect the traffic from case.gcr.io to registry.case.io starting possibly next week. The final date is not established, but from the communication we had from Googlers, it's about to happen next week. And the second update is like we now, I think it's a small detail, but we have now, I think a quota was set up on the artifact registry, which is the backend storage for all the new images. Is like for the moment 5K requests per user. Yeah, is 5K QS per user, if I remember correctly. And we do this to ensure we don't DDoS ourselves, because there's no limit at the moment. So if we're trying to basically be safe about this. Yeah, I think
QPS
that's
or QPN?
QPS.
Are you
No,
sure about
sorry,
that? I
it's
think
it's
it was
QPM.
permanent.
Sorry,
It's
it's QPM. I'm confusing GCI and artifact registry. Sorry, it's QPM and per user. So and user in the sense in the authenticate call or IP addresses or one IP. Yeah, I think that's the only update I can think about, unless we have another update we want to share.
There is one more update. The image freeze is on track, and hopefully should take effect in just over 2 weeks.
Okay, and 2 weeks we're still in March, right?
In
In the case we are still in March.
Well, here's the thing, right? So let's see. Yeah, so the work, well, we're gonna start clicking the buttons to trigger the freeze probably like at the end of the month. So yeah, about that. Just under 3 weeks actually. Yeah.
Okay, if you need something from me, ping me.
Okay.
I don't think you need something from me specifically about this, but if you need something from me, ping me. I don't think there's a specific update about artifact.case.io, so I will skip this because there were no change until now. We are really low in terms of budget on the GCP side, so, and that was like expected. So I don't think there's a specific update. Any question regarding that?
What was latest on that Fastly conversation? Is that still in progress?
Yeah, still in progress. It's like the last time, it's a legal conversation that need to happen between CNCF and Fastly. So there's like no technical update. The configuration for that is almost ready. We just need to sign. So we need to sign the contract to unlock specific features. And I think that's fine because it's not saving any money if we flip to Fastly. I mean, it's not saving any money on the community on the community side, but it's a positive impact on the Google infrastructure.
Okay, sounds good.
Any question? Okay, next, CI Pro. Marco is not here to give an update, so that's gonna be me and Matt in case I'm missing something. For people new in the call, we use Pro. Pro is an open source project we use to run the CI system for the Kubernetes project. And until now, we were only using GK cluster for running tests and build stuff. We are trying to extend that build farm to EKS, and Marco from Kubernetes work on deploying a EKS cluster. Configuration it's up and running, configuration is done, and today we're gonna plug that to Proud Control Plane. So we are waiting for the on-call team managing pro.case.io to flip the button need. I think it's about to happen in the next 3 hours. So if you can join the C-Kits Infra Slack channel to see update about this. Mohammed, am I missing something? You were the most...
Not really. So that's it really. So the infra is up and running. We just need to complete the Prow configuration, which is all staged. We're just gonna merge it and let testing from call double check everything, or revert if there's a problem, and that's it.
Okay. Anything else? Any question first? Okay, we can flip to the open question. So Jay, you are first.
Yeah, this is something that we're running into in the ACK project with Prow. We make heavy use of kind in our Prow jobs to spin up a local cluster that has our controllers installed into it. Obviously, Prow jobs are also a container running in a Kubernetes cluster. And we recently went to upgrade our Prow to an EKS 123 cluster, and then realized the Docker shim has been removed, and the Docker and Docker support is thus removed, and so kind wasn't working, right? I'm just wondering whether folks have run into this, and what solutions you might recommend for this. I mean, I don't know if like Cryo or some other, runtime supports like Docker and Docker with kind. Anyway, just looking for some insights from folks that have dealt with this. And if nobody has, it's cool.
I think the last update I had from Marco is like Docker and Docker was working using EKS optimized images, because I put a requirement to use Ubuntu images for this, and see, because we wanted to use kind, but ultimately if that worked for AL2, that's fine. I think the last update I had from Marco, we might check that on Slack, is like Docker and Docker is working, so I'm assuming kind will work.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the EKS optimized Omni is based on AL2, right? So it's not Ubuntu based.
Yeah, I think the one we are using are Ubuntu based. You can check in the...
Okay, so you're saying using the Ubuntu based ones would allow us to upgrade our EKS clusters to 123 and beyond, as long as we're using the Ubuntu node images?
Yeah, I think I say two things. I say, one, we use Kate 1.23. So
Right.
everything that basically still have Docker, we use that, and we use Ubuntu based image, because we don't necessarily need the latest images, or we don't necessarily need the latest EKS cluster. We just need a build cluster, so something that basically helps us run and build things until that version is deprecated. Because we don't have auto upgrade right now on EKS, it's not a feature coming anytime soon. I'm talking as a customer. Maybe
What isn't a feature that's coming soon?
Auto upgrade of the EKS cluster. So we have at some point need to upgrade those clusters manually.
Sure.
So at this point, I don't really see the need to use the latest version of EKS.
No, I mean, we don't right now. I mean, obviously we back ported to 122 once we realized the issue, and that's fine. But obviously we don't want to get stuck on an older version of Kubernetes forever. So.
Not forever. I think we later we can figure out lifecycle policy around the build clusters. But right now, I think it's fine. We start with something that can help us move Proud jobs to AWS.
Okay.
Sorry, but I think that Marco used 1.25 for our EKS Pro. And
Okay.
I think he mentioned that we may need to find some other container runtime. And he mentioned that it should be relatively simple. I don't know if he did some research, but I mean, also I'm not sure. You may need to check with him, but I recall he was saying something like it.
Yeah, like I said, I think my latest update has been like 3 weeks ago. It might change, things change over time. Maybe I didn't follow that. So maybe he used the latest one and it's working. So ultimately we're gonna see that once we can schedule broad jobs on EKS.
So if I remember correctly, what Marco has experimented with was DIN, so Docker and Docker.
Yeah.
And we tried that out with Amazon Linux too, because we tried this on AKS and EKS deploys that by default. That worked without any issues. And we tried it with Ubuntu. That did not work as expected. And we also had some issues. Yeah, we had some issues there. I really can't remember what, because I was kind of sick afterwards. But we can sync that with Marco again. The next idea that we had in mind is trying DIN, so Docker and Docker with Containerd. Because with that we can make sure that we can upgrade the Kubernetes version afterwards. But what I'm pretty much sure that it worked out of the box was Docker and Docker in Amazon Linux too. That we hadn't have any problem there.
Okay, okay, like I say, we will see what's happening once we move the project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really think that's like a real blocker for us. So we might see it. Yeah.
Would you mind terribly maybe putting me in touch with? You say Marco was the one that was experimenting on this area?
Yeah.
Right.
I'd really appreciate it if maybe you could just ping me in Slack and put me in touch, because I'd love to do a deep dive on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We can check that out together. Yeah, no worries.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Yeah.
Jay, I did some research this last week over this same issue, so ping me and loop me in as well.
Jay, I pinged you in the CKits and Frost channel, so
thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay. Next.
Mohammed?
Oh, hi there. Sorry. Yeah. So I think we talked about this last week. So yeah, Hippie. So can you get this bootstrap, please? Should be relatively straightforward.
Pulling it out.
I'm sorry, I missed that last bit. What did you say?
He said, "Can you get this going?" I'm just looking at the ticket.
Oh yeah, so we need to create an Azure AD tenant. So if you can sign up for one, set up the payment methods, and then we can verify the domain and start creating users through automation and the groups like we do today.
All right.
For Google Cloud Groups, right? Google Groups, and then hopefully that will resolve a lot of the issues around accessing the AWS accounts that we have. Because like right now, it's really painful to access those accounts.
Quick question. Did we get the go to use to create a tenant? Because I know Jiffy was like saying they need to figure out from.
I need to get clear direction on the action for sure before I.
Yeah, because I think last time I talked about this with Jiffy, there was some kind of conversation that's need to happen with Microsoft Azure at some point.
I do think there were some AIs from last meeting, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
scroll back and look at them.
Oh, yeah, I'll leave it with you. Talk to Gphy and
Yeah.
anybody else and sort something out.
Thanks,
as soon as
Mohammed.
possible, please.
Anything else we want to talk about? Any question? Yeah, Mario, I see your hand raised.
Yeah, sorry, I'm currently in a car and I hope I'm barely audible. So Marco created on Monday a bunch of pull requests to eliminate the old reference to kds.gcr.io. And I think there are still a couple of them are open.
Yeah, so what's the question?
So people to review those pull umbrella issues.
I think we lost you, Mario.
Yeah, I think we lost you.
Yeah, so sorry. So Marco created a bunch of pull requests under the umbrella issue for the migration from kds.gcr.io to kds.io, and there are still some pull requests open and need reviews. Could this be addressed, that people have a look at this so that we can move forward fast and close those pull requests and also then close the umbrella issue eventually?
I think this is a little out of scope for this group and this SIG, and it's been already reviewed if I check the pull request. So release engineering are the right people to basically do the review for this. I saw conversation happening. I think Mohammed can confirm that. So release engineering has a meeting next week on Tuesday. We can bring that up to them and see what's happening.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm confident it's gonna be merged. Release engineering has a basically good reputation to get pull requests merged. I'm not really afraid about this because they're aware that we do interface. They gave the approval for this, so it's just a matter of, I would say, days to get that merged.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, the umbrella issue for updating the references is being driven by Bob Killen. So he's got a big list of all the references that need to be updated. But when people pick up a repository to update references for, the maintainers or approvers for those repos need to do what they need to do to approve it.
So for people confused by what he's saying, I think the number is on track.
Yeah, there's an umbrella one for.
So we have two umbrella issue, one
yeah.
for everything inside all the GitHub Kubernetes organization, where we're trying to basically move all the sub-project to the new registry. And one of the repo and the SIG release responsibility is the PR Mario is talking about. So if you have the time to look in that pull request and try to give some help about updating reference of those registry. And I think, no, it's not I think, there's another, what is that? Another pull request, no, another umbrella issue to migrate all the CNCF projects, regardless of the graduation level, to also move. So if you have time to basically check those two umbrella issue to do the migration, that would be great. I think I'm gonna put this. Oops. here. I'll put this here. I think any question regarding migration? Okay, we don't have anything else to talk about for this meeting. I have like one question for Patrick, if that's okay. Where are you with Atlantis?
So I have proposal ready. I've shared that with some people, and I believe today I can share it with the whole infra channel. I just wanted to get some feedback before, because
Okay.
I'm not really like, I don't know how the GitHub organization is set up. But yeah, I mean, it's ready, so I can share it right after the meeting, and people can yeah, leave some comments. And yeah, if we will get the green light, then we can decide when we want, where we want to put it, and yeah.
Okay, feel free to wait until you get more feedback before you post. I don't see that as an issue, and we can talk about that in the next Kids Infra meeting.
Okay, I mean, I'm still waiting for the feedback from Justin, because he was like the original the originator of that idea. So I just want him to take a look first, and then I can share the document.
Okay, I think Justin is out this week, as far I know.
Okay.
So I think I saw a comment on Slack somewhere about this. Like, so feel free.
When is the next? It's next Wednesday, right?
Yeah, next Wednesday, 10. I always give like 10 p.m. CST and 8 p.m. UTC.
Okay, so maybe I will share it by Tuesday. Someone, maybe Justin will have some time, or maybe Jiffy will take a look in the meantime. I think Jiffy already reviewed that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. I don't see any question or hand raise, so I'm gonna give you 29 minutes back of your time. Going once, going twice, and have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.